I'm going to read just a portion of this book, Who is My Neighbor, since it is based upon our Bible passage today. The blues and yellows did not like each other very much. Be careful of the yellows. We are better than they are. They are not our neighbors. They warned their children not to go near the others. Be careful of the blues. We are better than they are. They are not our neighbors. For years, the blues said that there was no such thing as a good yellow, and the yellows said that there was no such thing as a good blue. One day, Midnight Blue put on his best blue helmet and got on his blue bike. He loved cruising under the bright blue sky and passing by the tranquil blue lakes, singing a bluegrass tune. Then out of the blue, someone passed by so close to Midnight Blue that he lost his balance. Bump, thump. Midnight Blue tumbled to the ground. His knees started to turn black and blue. Midnight Blue needed help. Along came Navy. Navy will help me, Midnight Blue thought. But Navy was afraid. She wondered, maybe someone made Midnight Blue fall. Maybe that person is still around. So Navy pretended not to notice Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue was surprised. Why hadn't Navy stopped to help? After all, Navy was his neighbor. Along came Powder Blue. Powder Blue will help me, Midnight Blue thought. But Powder Blue wondered, did Midnight Blue get in a fight? Is the other person still around? He was afraid, so he pretended not to notice Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue was surprised. Why hadn't Powder Blue stopped either? After all, Powder Blue was his neighbor. Along came Lemon. Oh no, a yellow, thought Midnight Blue. A yellow will only make things worse. Maybe this yellow will steal my books. But Midnight Blue wasn't the only one who was scared. Lemon worried about helping a blue. What if that blue wanted to trick her? What if that blue jumped up and took her bike? Maybe she should just hurry by. But Lemon didn't hurry by. She decided to help. She didn't steal his books. She picked them up. She lifted Midnight Blue from the dirt, handed him his helmet, and helped him get back on her bike. Then she took him to her doctor. From that time on, the blues and the yellows began to say, maybe we don't have to look alike or even live nearby. Perhaps we will like hearing new songs and tasting new foods. We might like making new friends. Maybe we can all help one another. You may recognize this story in this book. It's based on a passage from the Bible called the Good Samaritan. In the passage, a lawyer asks Jesus the question, who is my neighbor? It's a good question that people still ask today. Sometimes we think of our neighbors as being the people most like us. Maybe they live on our street, like the same things that we do, even look similar to us. The lawyer asked Jesus, who is my neighbor? But Jesus changed the question. He told his story, and then he asked the lawyer, which of these three do you think was the neighbor to the man who was attacked? The lawyer responded back to Jesus, the one who showed him mercy. Being a neighbor means showing mercy and being kind to someone and helping them if that's what they need. A neighbor doesn't have to be someone that looks or acts like us. It is, but doesn't have to be just our literal neighbor that lives down the street or down the hall. It can be people we haven't even met before, and it could mean our family. The first two people that stopped by didn't help Midnight Blue. They were afraid of getting hurt themselves. Powder Blue even wonders if Midnight Blue got in a fight, so maybe it was his fault for getting hurt. It can be easy for us to say we don't need to help someone, to think about if we want to help, or even think that that person doesn't need our help, or even maybe that they shouldn't be helped. Martin Luther King Jr. talked about this passage, and he said the first two people were afraid. They asked themselves, if I help this man, what will happen to me? But the Samaritan asked the better question, if I do not stop to help this man, what happens to him? Jesus was telling people to think of others instead of just ourselves. It's a hard lesson for anyone, no matter if you lived in Jesus' day or today. We may not want to help our parents with a chore. We may not want to help our brother or sister. We may think that maybe we shouldn't help someone else because they were mean, or they might not do what we want them to do. But instead, Jesus wants us to think about what happens to other people. If you help someone build a tower, maybe they will just knock it back down again. But helping others isn't just to fix a problem. It helps our hearts too, to think about others as well.